In this competition, we will begin with hoop and ball for the individuals. The first gymnast out on the carpet will be Vera Tugalukova, the history maker from Cyprus. She will be going head-to-head with the elegant Polina Karika of Ukraine. After that, we will turn our attention to the neutral athletes, a very interesting matchup between two relative newcomers, Daria Viorenich and Hama Kaminskaya. After that, it will be to Israel's Alona Talfranco, who takes on Andreea Verdes of Romania with the hoop, and then the top all-around performer, not just this week, but all throughout the season, Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine will be meeting Emi Piroinen, who has been the Finnish national champion in their first head-to-head battle. After that, we will focus on the ball. Irina Kovshova, very exciting newcomer, taking on Fanny Pignitsky, one of the ultimate veterans in the first ball matchup. And then we will see Sofia Raffaelli, who knows what it is like to win medals, and many of them in this venue in particular. She will be facing Amalia Lika of Romania. The penultimate ball matchup will be between Maria Borishova and Daniela Munitz of Israel. And then we will see the number 2 all-arounder from this week's competition, Tara Dragash of Italy, taking on Hatice Gökçeş Emirj of Turkey. Those are your 16 competitors who will be going for the title of European Cup champion here.
Əziz dostlar, gimnastlar dəqiqə sonra sizinlə birlikdə bədii gimnastika üzrə Avropa Kubokunun 4-cü, sonuncu günündə çox möhtəşəm gimnastlarımızın çıxışlarını izləyəcəyik. Odur ki, biraz səbirli olaq, bir neçə dəqiqə sonra biz tədbirimizə start verəcəyik.
Welcome once more to Baku and the European Cup. We are nearly ready to commence the cross battles in the senior individual competition. This a unique competition format that pits some of the very best in Europe and in the world in general in head-to-head competition. We will begin with 4 pairs of battles with the hoop. We will follow with 4 battles with the ball. Each gymnast will present one routine with the apparatus. Top score advances, and the person with the lower score is eliminated. We are going to go rapidly from 16 competitors for this European Cup title down to 8. There's a lot of anticipation in the national gymnastics arena right now as things prepare to get underway. As ever in Baku, Azerbaijani fans, they turn out by the hundreds, always waving the flag, always supporting their competitors. It's always a special ambiance in Baku. Strategy in this competition a little bit different from normal rhythmic gymnastics competitions, which tend to be focused on single apparatus or all around. This one, not necessarily about perfection, just about doing a little bit better, a little bit more than the opponent that you are directly facing. And each of these 16 competitors is a very classic all-around gymnast. We have seen at previous editions of the European Cup, sometimes this format throws them a bit in terms of strategy. So it's going to be very intriguing to look and see how all of this plays out today. Our first two competitors who we will see going head-to-head with the hoop had very similar scores in the qualification. It's the European Cup, and it is all to play for.
Her zaman olduğu gibi bu defede konakperverliğimizi gösterdik ve bütün gimnastlara ve bütün komandalara sona dek desteğimizi esirgemedik. Lap az kaldı. Gimnastlar hazır. Biz hazır. Əsas sual. Hörmətli və sevimli tamaşaçılar. Və siz hazır mısınız? Əla. Möhtəşəm siz hər zaman olduğu gibi. Hanımlar və cənablar, bədii gimnastika üzrə Avropa Kubokunda fərdi gimnastların çarpaz yarışmalarına hoş gəlmişsiniz. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the all-round cross battle of the Europa Cup in rhythmic gymnastics. Gimnastları qarşılamağa hazır mısınız? And please welcome the gymnasts. In the red side, Kugolokova Vera, Cyprus. And in the blue side, Karika Polina, Ukraine.
Let the cross battles begin. Vera Tugolukova of Cyprus will meet Paulina Karika of Ukraine in cross battle number 1. This is the round of 16, but it is single elimination. One of these gymnasts will go through to the quarterfinal. The other will be eliminated directly. The apparatus that they will be using is the hoop. The second set of competitors, Hanna Kamenshishkava of AIN, facing Daria Viarenich, another neutral athlete.
And in the blue side,
The third battle with the hoop will be between Alona Talfranco of Israel meeting Andreea Verdes of Romania. Verdes, a super veteran, the oldest elite Romanian rhythmic gymnast ever to step on the international stage.
In the red side, Onofrichuk, Taisia, Ukraine.
And the final cross battle with the hoop early on in this round 1. It will be the reigning European champion Taisia Onofrichuk of Ukraine taking on the Finnish champion Emmi Piiroinen.
Thank you girls, good luck. Yeah, friends, we can
Good luck to both of them. Now we will move on to the 8 who will begin with the ball.
And in the blue side, Fanny, Hungary.
We will see Irina Kovshova, the neutral athlete, just 16 years old, a very new competitor on the international stage, facing one of the great veterans, the historic Hungarian Fanny Pignitsky, the 2-time Olympian.
And in the blue side, Lisa Amelia, Romania.
A gymnast who everyone is talking about, Sofia Raffaelli of Italy. Her contender will be Amalia Lica of Romania. They will face off with the ball.
And in the blue side, Muntis Daniela, Israel.
Also beginning with the ball, Maria Borishova, the neutral athlete, 19 years old, already a World Cup champion this year. She faces off with Daniela Muniz of Israel. The second strongest all-around competitor from earlier this week, Tara Dragash of Italy. She's been looking great this season. Her competitor will be Hatice Gökşiş Emirj of Turkey. It's the European Cup cross battles in the individual competition, and they begin now. This is an all or nothing competition. But that is not to say, as we take a look at the first four who will be competing against each other with the hoop, that is not to say that there is no room for imperfection here. Of course, the second gymnast to perform is not going to see, we don't think, what the first gymnast does. And so each of these competitors will go into the head-to-head battle rather blind, trying to do their very best, trying to get their best score.
Welcome. Next on the floor is Sugalogova Vera from Cyprus.
Beginning with the hoop, Vera Tugolukova of Cyprus. The 17-year-old competed at the Paris Olympic Games. She was 6th with this apparatus here in preliminary competition in Baku. Let's see what she can do now.
Be Italian. Take a chance and try to steal a fiery kiss. Be Italian. Be Italian. When you pinch me, try to pinch me with respect.
Vera Tugolukova of Cyprus.
Thank you so much,
Already
Vera.
a
We wish you
history
good
maker, the
luck.
first ever Cypriot rhythmic individual gymnast to win a medal in World Cup competition. This is a new hoop routine, Be Italian, the music by Fergie. And she's really somebody who does not shy away from big pieces of music. This is one of her signatures. The fouette turns with the leg extended, but the foot flexed. It sets her apart a little bit. And then after that, she goes into a big throw. The stag switch leap under the flight of the hoop, catching it unsighted and without her hands. All of that adding to her difficulty score. The throws and catches and what happens under the trajectory of the apparatus is going to be paramount in determining the champions today. And once again, a throw without her hand, mid-cartwheel, 2 rotations, forward rolls under the apparatus, and then the catch. The next gymnast to perform hails from Ukraine. Here is 20-year-old Polina Karika trying to top Tugalukova with the hoop.
Wish you good luck. Çok teşekkür ederim.
19-year-old Polina Karika of Ukraine, a 3-time World Championships competitor, somebody who is renowned for her elegance. There have been times in her career where she's struggled a bit with consistency, but certainly that's not the case in this routine. This was lovely from start to finish. Good amplitude and great extension and flexibility on her turning leaps. And it seems every few seconds we're seeing dynamic elements with rotation. Just one 360-degree spin under the flight of the hoop that time. But she does not tarry in releasing the hoop again and going into another element. Really good work by Karika.
Thank you so much for our little friends.
This too is a new routine for 2026 from the Ukrainian. A bit of a departure from the Mission Impossible routine that she used last year. And we'll see if Karika has done enough to top Vera Tugalukova. Their scores were very similar, just a 10.5 apart actually in the qualification. But it was Tugalukova who had the higher score, 27.65. It's possible that Karika added just a little bit of difficulty. There did seem to be something extra in that routine from the 20-year-old. She actually won the bronze medal with the hoop here last year. And there you have it, 27.95 for Polina Karika. That tops Vera Tugalukova. So Karika advances to the quarter-final.
And now we are ready to invite and watch next performance. So please welcome Viayeni Chadaria from AIM1.
Next onto the carpet, Daria Viorenic, the neutral athlete in her debut European Cup appearance. She is 19 years old. She's done a handful of World Cups over the past 2 years, but this is her first final at the European Cup. Wasn't that elegant? Daria Viorenic announcing herself on the European Cup stage. She has been in a World Cup final with this apparatus. That was last year in Tashkent. But in terms of the results that she has had, these are the best of her international career, and they've come this week in Baku. Her apparatus handling is especially good. The chaîné turns under the flight of the hoop, very tidy. And there's a certain elegance in all of her balances, impressive front scale balance right there, that is born out of years of working in ballet. Ballet at the root of so many rhythmic gymnastics exercises, even when other styles of dance are put forward. So often you can see the basics of the ballet training just shining through in exercises like this. It comes off in the carriage, the posture, the toe point, and of course, these wonderful leaps. And there's plenty of risk taken in this exercise. She almost casually manages to do several rotations under the hoop before catching it. And one of the hallmarks in competition these days, that beautiful pivot in front scale position.
And next on the floor is Kamishikova Hanna from AIM1.
A successful outing there for Daria Viorenic onto the carpet. Her competitor in this cross battle is another neutral athlete, 22 years old, fourth at the Youth Olympic Games in 2018. Here is Hanna Kamenshishkova. That's a very energetic display by Hanna Kamenshishkova. And there's real composure from this gymnast who we haven't seen for many years, although she did have a very good junior career, and particularly the year 2018. That was the year that she was at the Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires. She also made the Junior European Championships final. She won the bronze medal in the all-around, and she took silver with the clubs. She's proven herself very proficient with the hoop in this exercise. They're the needle scale pivot, full 180-degree split, plus a bit more, just for effect. Great dexterity with her feet as well. The scores now coming in for Daria Vierenic and Hanna Kamenshishkava.
The inquiry of Tugalukova Vera from Cyprus has not been accepted and the score remains unchanged.
The judges were reviewing an inquiry in the hoop routine of Vera Tugalukova. That inquiry has been rejected, and so confirmation that Polina Karica is the gymnast who will advance. We can expect scores around 26-27 for Vierenic. That would be comparable with what she did in the qualifying. And indeed, it is Daria Vierenic who moves forward. 25.5 for Hanna Kamenshishkava and 27.55 for Vierenic. And so Kamenshishkava is eliminated, and Vierenic goes through.
Now,
She will face Polina Karica in the next head-to-head with the ball.
Welcome Talfranka Alona from Israel.
Our next head-to-head is an intriguing one. We will begin with the 17-year-old from Israel, Alona Talfranco. She competed at the European Cup last year, won the bronze medal with the ball. It's been a very good run for her here in Baku over the past few years. Let's see if she can continue that with this performance.
And even if you say goodbye, you'll always be around to lift me up and take me high. Keep my feet close to the ground. Are you proud of me tonight? Dreams are coming true. I choose the light, nothing to lose if I lose you. New day will rise, life will go on. Everyone cries, don't cry alone. Darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but we will stay. Love of my life. מים רבים לא יכבו את האהבה, ונהרות לא ישטפו אור. New day will rise. Everyone cries, don't cry alone. Darkness will fade, all the pain will go by, but we will stay. Even if you say goodbye, new day will rise.
There's such
Thank you so
sweetness
much, Alona.
in
We
this
wish you good
presentation
luck.
from Alona Talfranco, and her ability to convey emotion is so impressive for somebody who is, after all, just 17 years old. Talfranco competed at the Baku World Cup this year, so she should be at home in this arena, and as mentioned, over the years she has had wonderful results here. As a junior at the European Cup, the inaugural edition of the event back in 2024, she won this apparatus here, as well as the ball gold and the team gold medal. So perhaps good memories flooding back. The next competitor waiting in the wings to perform is the gymnast from Romania, Andreea Verdes, the 25-year-old, oldest in this individual competition. She is coming off of a very busy and quite fruitful month of April. She won 4 medals at the Sofia Cup late last month, including the all-around silver, and took a medal of each color at the Aphrodite Cup in Greece. She's had plenty of preparation to go out onto the European Cup stage. Here she is performing with the hoop. This is Andreea Verdes of Romania.
Je suis le vide, je suis le saut, je suis l'envol, je suis la rive. Et s'il le faut, je serai l'idole de ce qui m'arrive. Pour donner de la force à mes traits, les défauts comme les qualités, je vais les aimer, les accepter, les amadouer, les assumer. Voilà, je n'ai pas de plus beau profil, maintenant c'est de face ou de pile, mais c'est tout entier. Moi, je m'attendais pas à un moment qu'on me dise comment faire dans ce monde, car personne sait vraiment. Je m'attendais pas évidemment qu'on me dise comment faire en amour. Depuis que j'essaye d'en faire le tour, je cours à nos folies, nos rêves, nos chances. C'est l'heure de nos envies. Qu'elles rêvent, qu'elles dansent sur nos peurs. Ce désordre là, c'est pas rien, c'est mon cœur tout entier, c'est le mien, prends en soin. Peur de faire bien, comme il faut, comme ils font, sans défaut, sans raison, pendant que j'entends du fond gronder. Nos folies, nos rêves, nos chances, c'est l'heure de nos envies. Et qu'elles rêvent, et qu'elles dansent sur nos peurs. À nos folies, nos rêves, nos chances, c'est l'heure de nos envies. Et qu'elles rêvent, et qu'elles dansent sur nos peurs.
Thank you so much.
There's some
Andreea.
magic
We
in
wish
that
you good luck.
exercise. Ano Folie by Leah Paci, interpreted beautifully by Andreea Verdes of Romania. This is a routine that she's very comfortable with. She used it last year as well. And it's easy to see why she kept it. It suits her marvelously. There are a lot of little details in the choreography that are very hard to master, but do all work together to make this a very special looking exercise. And this is a competition that will be close to Verdes's heart, because it was here in 2025 at the European Cup that she really kind of turbocharged her season. She came in without a lot of confidence, had 2 great performances, and then she was on her way. It may very well be that 2026 holds the same for Verdes.
Teşekkür ederim ve balacık gimnastımız için sizden gürültülü bir alkış isteriz dostlar.
And indeed, there is your winner. She's the gymnast on the right. Andreea Verdes of Romania goes through with 27.9 with the hoop. Well done to her. And it's 25.9. Lona Talfranco. So it's a very convincing margin of victory for Andreea Verdes.
And now we are ready to invite our next gymnast, so please welcome Anna Frichuk Taisia from Ukraine.
Now then, to a gymnast who has been utterly dominant on the carpet so far this season. She is the reigning European champion, and this routine is already iconic. It's a thriller.
It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, it's a sight that almost stops your heart. takes the sound before you make it. And you start to freeze, and so it looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed. 'Cause there's this night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast of one strike. You know it's night. You're fighting for your life inside a caterpillar. I'm gonna bring it to life.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood.
Just wonderful start to finish for Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine. She had the highest score with the hoop in the preliminary round. A rare 30.15, one of very few gymnasts to have broken the 30 score barrier this season. This is her third year of using Thriller for her hoop performance, but this is not the same routine that she did in 2024 or 2025. It's been quite remixed, and it's allowed her to experiment with some new combinations in terms of throws and catches, and to really refine some of the elements of it, like this gorgeous series of leaps. There's such amplitude and extension, and the way that her head goes back as well adds to the difficulty.
Balaca gimnastımıza bu nümunəvi çıxış üçün təşəkkür
And
edirik.
it's a great melange of both the classic choreography for this exercise and just a lot of difficulty woven in throughout. Great routine by Onofrichuk.
And now we are ready to invite our next gymnast. So please welcome Priyanen Emi from Finland.
Next onto the carpet, representing Finland, 18-year-old Emmi Piroinen, now performing with the hoop.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. Rivers running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Da 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 da, blossom on the tree. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
What showmanship from Emmi Piroinen of Finland with the hoop. The Nordic all-around champion from 2024 really has a sense of how to command an audience. Her difficulty might not be as high as what we just saw from Onofrichuk, and that could make the difference in this particular battle. But with that said, she really milks every opportunity that she gets to impress. There are balances that are held just a second longer than they need to be for emphasis. There's this lovely series of fouette turns, passing through the passe position and back out again. Everything is immaculate. And then there are just gestures and other small touches that really convey the feeling of the music. She is such a vibe in all of her performances, Emmi Pyronen. And people around the world watching rhythmic gymnastics remark on that. Look at that wonderful balance, held right up on toe, and for so long too.
Hörmətli dostlar, diqqət ekranda olsun və 4-1 final mərhələsində məşqə qazanmış növbəti gimnastın kim olduğunu biləcək. Diqqətlərimiz ekranda.
The scores are coming in now. We expect something quite high from Onofrichuk, perhaps approaching 30 points. Pyronen once again, good as the routine was, maybe it's going to be hard for her to challenge when it comes to difficulty. And that could make the difference here. Rhythmic routines scored on difficulty, execution, and artistic merit. There are scores generated for each of those three components, and then those are added together to get the entire score. And as expected, it is Taisha Onofrichuk who prevails with 29.8, a great number. Emmi Pyronen scores 26.8.
From Ukraine.
And so Onofrichuk will continue on. She will see Andrea Verdes
Now,
with the ball.
welcome Kapshova Arena from AIN 2.
To a very interesting young competitor. Arina Kovshova is only 16 years old, but she makes a big impression on the carpet. This routine is especially soft and elegant. Arina Kovshova approaching the sublime with the ball. It's a wonderful start for this young athlete. Much to admire in that exercise. And the ball is a very good apparatus for her to begin with. At the World Cup in Sofia earlier this year, she was 4th with the ball. There's great flexibility, particularly in her back. And all of those rolls of the ball over various body segments. Those are important to her difficulty. The judges are just tallying them up. And now here is her fouette pirouette sequence. Very, very pretty work. A look at the National Gymnastics Arena set in the heart of the city of Baku.
Please welcome Pignitsky Fanny from Hungary.
Arina Kovshova has set down the challenge, and now it is to her competitor to answer. Her competitor happens to be one of the most seasoned on the international circuit, the two-time Olympian, 26-year-old Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary.
Thank you, Fanny.
Fanny
Wish you good
Pignitsky
luck.
of Hungary. Clearly that is not the routine that she intended to do. There were a couple of large errors throughout, notably needing to use the replacement apparatus after that original throw that went a bit awry, and then later a throw where the trajectory just did not quite work out. It's a routine that will incur significant deductions. But that said, Fanny Pignitsky is a master at pacing herself. It is still very early in the season, and you've seen that from her in her World Cup appearances so far in 2026. She is just getting started. There's the sense of the engine just kind of beginning to run in and things getting worked out. And we've seen that from her in previous years in her World Cup starts in the spring. And then throughout the summer, she improves and she really escalates toward the World Championships, which are in the fall. This year, the World Championships actually being held at the end of the summer in Frankfurt in Germany. And before that, the European Championships in Varna, Bulgaria, which will be held at the end of this month. No surprise there, 28.6. Arina Kovshova goes through 21.6 for Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary after those rather significant errors. Those are what cost her. But as said before, it is still very early in the season. Nothing has been defined yet for Fanny Pignitsky.
The gymnast advancing to the quarterfinal stage is Kovshova Arina from AIM2.
So far, our quarterfinalists Polina Karika of Ukraine, Daria Vierenic, Andrea Verdes, and Taisia Onofrichuk, all going through Arina Kovshova, now joins them. VIP guests in the National Gymnastics Arena applauding this gymnast, one of the next on the carpet, one of the greats in the world. With the ball now, Sofia Raffaelli of Italy.
I must have seemed when he told me that he loved me. How unmoved and cold I must have seemed when he told me so sincerely. That was excellent from Sofia Raffaelli of Italy, made more so by the fact that mid-routine she executed a fantastic save. The ball nearly got away from her after traveling down her arm, and somehow she managed to will it back. A lot of Raffaelli's difficulty comes from bouncing the apparatus off of various parts of her body, as we see early there. But she's such a well-rounded performer. It's not just the technical elements, like this back scale pivot spin, that are so good, but the way that she manages to infuse the music with expression. Her mother was a ballet dancer, and she grew up listening to classical music, and there is something of that that shows in her interpretation. Raffaelli says that she always tries to go out onto the carpet with a mind that is clear. She tries to banish negative thoughts from her brain before she goes out into the arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
to give herself the best chance of getting a high score, and often it works. More than often, really. The second competitor in this head-to-head is the young hopeful from Romania. Amalia Lica is just 16 years old, already a world medalist. Amalia Lica of Romania. When this exercise is all together, it is superb, just full of personality and character. Unfortunately, on this occasion, there were 2 incidences where there were clear mistakes in the handling of the apparatus. Still, work in progress. This is a look at one of her dynamic elements with rotation, and this is where the ball gets away from her. And there's going to be an impact to her difficulty score because she doesn't catch the ball, but also taking several steps to retrieve it. Each of those steps is going to come with a deduction. So she did well to keep it inside the carpet, inside the boundaries, but it is going to be costly, and it is almost certain that it is Sofia Raffaelli who is going to move forward from this battle just based on that mistake. But like we were saying earlier, this is still very early in the international season. A lot of the gymnasts are using this competition to build themselves up a bit, to get themselves out onto the carpet in a pressure setting, and to try to contend for the European Cup title here, but also to sort of test themselves before the European Championships coming up at the end of this month. So 22.1 for Amalia Lica and 26.5 for Sofia Raffaelli. That is very clear in terms of the gymnast who wins that. So Raffaelli will go on to see Irina Kovshova with the hoop in the next part of the competition. That should be very interesting.
From AIN2.
One of the emerging stories of the season is this young woman, 19-year-old Maria Borisova, the all-around champion in her World Cup debut in Tashkent. She can be fantastic, but she's also a bit all or nothing. Let's see if she is on today.
Thank you, Maria, for these beautiful
Introducing Maria Borisova. Keep your eye on her. She is someone who could go very far. She's chosen a wonderful piece of music for her ball routine. The song is called Black Eyes by Igor Gaiduk, and she interprets it wonderfully. The choreography is careful in terms of it maximizes her potential to earn difficulty points with things like that toss and throw connection with the chaîné turns underneath the ball. And if there are a couple of points where she was a little bit careful on some of her trajectories, having to just adjust herself slightly to make sure that she was under the ball to make the catch, she carried it off very well, and she looks delighted at the result.
She knows that she has set the bar high for the next competitor. Going head to head with her in this round, Daniela Muniz of Israel, who we will see in just a moment. But Muniz, no stranger to excellence with the ball as well.
Muniz Daniela from Israel.
Daniela Muniz of Israel prepares for her routine with the ball. She has always been a technical superstar, but just recently we are beginning to meet Daniela Muniz, the artist.
È una giornata particolare. Si inizia con un buon caffè. L'amore in città e c'è un profumo di donne. Dai. La coppia più bella del mondo. La vita è bella. La vita è bella.
Now you're about to encounter the sounds of the hundreds of thousands plus. Dumbfounded, all of astounded, done with the violent and foundness, yup. Seek the divine, I won't be denied. Hope you find it. Help me bring you the bread of significance. Just know you'll be better for listening.
So many ball routines are soft and elegant. Daniela Muniz gives us something more. She gives us operatic sound, she gives us rap, and she gives us real technical mastery in her skills with the ball. Let's take another look. All of these rolls with the ball, the body waves as well, and the balances in which she just sort of pings the ball gently off of the ankle of the extended foot. Tremendous chaîné turns, and so many of them under the flight. She's really emerged as a more artistic presence than she was in previous years, and that's a development that has been so lovely to watch.
Gürültülü alkışlarınızla Balaca dostumuzu yola saldırır. Teşekkür ederek.
Smiles all around from Maria Borisova and Daniela Muniz. How nice to see in this cross battle two gymnasts who do look so pleased with what they have been able to present. And the winner is Daniela Muniz, 27.6 to 26.55 for Borisova. And so, that technical mastery that we mentioned from Muniz paying off in what was a very close battle. Muniz moves forward. Borisova is eliminated.
Now, please welcome Tara Dragas from Italy.
We move to our final battle in this round of 16. It's with the ball. The first to perform will be 19-year-old Tara Dragas of Italy. She's only been a senior for a few seasons now, but she has already established herself as one of the most stylish gymnasts on the international circuit.
we just watched beautiful performance of Tara from
Very,
Italy.
very
We wish you good luck,
interesting
Tara.
from Tara Dragash of Italy. We promised you something stylish, something different, and she really delivers with this routine. One thing Dragash does especially well is her spinning. This is the Raffaelli pivot that was performed initially by her countrywoman, Sofia Raffaelli. It made a sensation a few years ago when she first did it, and now so many gymnasts are using it to get their difficulty. Dragash does it better than almost anyone else. The spins really are her thing. Here's another one, beautifully held in attitude derrière.
Good performance of
And the ball
our
changing hands mid-spin.
little gymnast.
Tara Dragash, coached by her mother Spela, who has lived in Italy since the early 1990s. Spela is a coach and judge born in Ljubljana.
And now
Again,
please
has made her home
welcome
in Italy
Emine
for
Hatice Gökçe,
decades now.
Türkiye.
Dragash's rival in this cross battle is Hatice Gökçe Emir of Turkey. Her opening performance is to Predator Instinct. She's going to need it here.
Thank you, Gökçe. We wish
She
you
is
good
a
luck.
true character actress on the carpet. Hatice Gökçe Emir of Turkey. Each of her routines has a totally different look. She can give you ballet, she can give you tango, she can give you something, as she showed here, that's a little bit dark, a little bit menacing. And she shows you what she's about immediately in this exercise with this wonderful sequence of fouette turns. Look at the extension, look at the toe point, and look at the speed. Really beautifully delivered by Emir. There was one moment in the exercise where she was on the ground and the ball got away from her just for a split second. And because she didn't have to take any steps in order to retrieve it, the deduction is going to be pretty minimal, but it will still be there. And that could be one thing that makes the difference in this cross battle between Dragash and Emir. Still, this could be very close in terms of the scores. And this was a huge improvement for Emir, who scored only 24.2 with the ball in the qualification. How nice for her to come out and do that routine in a much cleaner fashion than she did earlier in the week here in Baku. Some nervous moments. It's going to be close. Oh, it is close. But it is Tara Dragash who prevails. 27 points with the ball for Dragash. 26.75 for Hatice Gökçeş Emirş. And she will exit the competition with that. So we have our 8 finalists. Or I should say our 8 semi-finalists, because they will be whittled down to 4 in the next round. Those who performed with the hoop in round 1 will now perform with the ball. So we will have head-to-heads between Paulina Karika of Ukraine and Daria Viarenich. And then Andreea Verdes of Romania will see Taisha Onofrichuk with the ball, as we take a look at a summary of the early round of 16 competition. With the ball, Irina Kovshova advancing over Fanny Pignitsky, who had some problems. Sofia Raffaelli defeating Amalia Lika. Daniela Munitz seeing off Maria Borisova. And Tara Dragash beating Hatice Gökçeş Emirş of Turkey. So those 4 winners will now perform with the hoop in the next round.
Now I think you know, but let me remind you. Bence siz artık bilirsiniz. Bizim ekranda QR kod var. We will have a very fun actually for now. Sizinle biraz eğleneceğiz dostlar. Kahoot QR koduna siz telefonunuz vasıtasıyla skan ederek qoşulabilirsiniz. We will have a short quiz and you will get a great prizes for our sponsor LG. Bizim sponsorumuz LG'den sizin çok güzel hediyeleriniz var. Yarışmamızın galiblerine biz o hediyeleri
We will pick up the competition with the semi-final rounds as well as the quarterfinal, which will precede it in about 1 hour's time. For the moment, let's have a look back at the highlights of the European Cup Cross Battles round of 16.
We would like you to put your correct answer and your names. Now, biz artıq 300 nəfərə doğru yaxınlaşırıq. We are getting closer to 300 people. Siz hədiyyələri səhnədə əldə edəcəksiniz. Biz sizi dəvət edəcəyik. Odur ki, xahiş edirik, adlarınızı dəqiq qeyd edəsiniz. We will invite you to the stage if you win, and then you will get your prizes. That's the reason why we would like ask you to put your name exactly. Ve biz artıq 350'ye doğru gedirik. We are getting closer to approximately, 400 people. Son 2 dəqiqə. 2 dəqiqə sonra biz sizinlə birlikdə quizimizə başlayacağıq. Suallara cavablandırmanız kifayətdir. Daha tez və daha dəqiq cavabın qalibləri xallar hesablanacaq və ən yüksək xalın sahibi bizim qalibimiz olacaq. Suallarımız əlbəttə bədii gimnastika ilə bağlı olacaq. Gimnastikanın tarixi. Our questions will be about around rhythmic gymnastics, the history of the gymnastics, or technical stuff.
Competition will resume with the cross battles for the individuals at this European Cup in just about 20 minutes. 1:30 p.m. local time in Baku is when we will take up competition again. The 8 finalists we have left will be whittled down to 4. The quarterfinals and the semifinals, which will determine who goes for gold and who goes for bronze. Coming up.
Ve biz artık başlayarıq. Now we can start. Welcome to our Kahoot. Xoş gəlmisiniz və başlaya bilərik. Hansı il Milli Gimnastika Arenası rəsmi olaraq istifadəyə verilib? In which year was the National Gymnastics Arena was put into operation? 2013, 2014, 2015 yoxsa 2016-cı ildə? Doğru cavabları ən tez şəkildə qeyd edənlər bizim qalibimiz olacaq. Ve doğru cevabımız 2014. yıl. The correct answer is 2014. Cavit hal-hazırda birinciliği koruyor. Hansı dünya şampiyonu lent ustası kimi tanınır ve rekord sayıda medal kazanır? Which world champion is known as the master of ribbon and has won a record number of medals? Anna Besanova, Yana Kudraytseva, Militina Stanoita yoksa Dina Averina? The correct answer is Yana Kudraytseva. Doğru cevap Emma'nın cevabıdır. Bəli, Emma ve onun kimi iştirakçılarımız. Risk elementinde minimum neçə komponent olmalıdır ki sayılsın? In a risk element, what is the minimum number of components required for it to be counted? 1, 2, 3 yoksa 4? 1, 2, 3 or 4 elements? Doğru cevap 2. The correct answer is 2 elements. Humay now stays at first place. Eğer gimnast aparatın atışı zamanı onu yere salarsa hansı panel esas cərməni verir? If a gymnast dropped the apparatus during a throw, which panel applies the main penalty? Difficulty, çətinlik, execution, artistry, line judge. Burada bədilik mi, yoksa hakimlərin qərarı mı? Doğru cavab execution idi. Anita. Now, where is Anita? Eyni risk elementi təkrar olunarsa nə baş verir? What happens if the same risk element is repeated? Tam hesablanır, yarım bal verilir, hesablanmır, yoksa bonus verilir. Fully counted, half score is given, not counted or bonus is given. Doğru cevap not counted'dir, yani hesablanmır. 67. Maraqlıdır. 67. Qrup hərəkətlərində əməkdaşlıq, yəni Diamonds ahead. Happy birthday.
Milli Gimnastik Arenası. Ehval Rüyanız necədir dostlar?
Welcome back to Baku, where European Cup cross battle is joined. We began with 16 competitors, and half of the field has now been eliminated. We are down to our top 8 as we move into the semi-final round. All 8 of these competitors will perform with the clubs in head-to-head pairs. Best score moves forward. Lower score of these pairs is eliminated.
Get-gedə həyəcan da artır. Artıq 4-də 1 final mərhələsindərik. Bundan sonra yarım final və əlbəttə ki...
It's the European Cup Senior Individual Cross Battles, and we are about to meet the 8 gymnasts who will be competing for the European Cup title.
Dear friends, we are continuing our cross battle with the quarter final. Please welcome in the right side, Karika Palina, Ukraine! And in the blue side, Daria, AIN1!
She had a wonderful opening performance with the hoop, and now Paulina Karika is going to battle against Daria Viorenic for the chance to move forward and contend for this European Cup title.
And in the blue side,
our second pairing with the clubs has Andreea Verdes of Romania going against Taisha Onofrichuk, the reigning European champion from Ukraine.
Devam edelim dostlar. Son ikinciliğimiz in the red side, Koshova, Alina, AIN2. And of course in the blue side, Rafaela Sofia.
Battle number 3 will feature Irina Kovshova, the 16-year-old who has already made a big impression on the carpet, taking on the world champion in Sofia Raffaelli. Raffaelli, a world champion many times over, although never with the clubs, we must say.
And in the blue side,
the fourth and final set will be Daniela Munitz of Israel, who is excellent with this apparatus. She is going to go against Tara Dragash of Italy. It's not the clubs. That will be for a little bit later on, but it is still the ball and the hoop in this quarter-final round of competition. Those who performed with the hoop, that is to say Paulina Karika
and Daria Vajaric and Andrea Verdes and Tajia Onofrichuk will now perform with the ball. Conversely, those who performed with the ball, the next set of contenders, will go with the hoop in this second round of cross battles competition. Still a lot of competition to come here in Baku. The first portion of this quarterfinal in the cross battle will take place with the ball. There's just a reminder, it will be Polina Karika of Ukraine against Daria Vajaric. And then after that, we will see Andrea Verdes versus Tajia Onofrichuk. And moving on with the hoop later, it will be Arina Kovshova who goes against Sofia Raffaeli, and then Daniela Munitz versus Tara Dragash. Lights, cameras. We are ready for action at the European Cup. The competition is heating up in the senior cross battles. We're going to begin with two gymnasts who might be seeking to improve on their score with the ball from qualification earlier this week. Polina Karika was 12th with the ball. She scored 25.85 points. Meanwhile, Daria Vajaric was 8th with 26.5. Both of these gymnasts capable of adding some difficulty, perhaps some execution tenths as well, going a bit higher than the scores they posted early on. And you could really say the same thing, actually, of the second pair who will compete with the ball, Andrea Verdes and Tajia Onofrichuk. Verdes scored 26.0, but that was only good enough for 11th place in qualification. Onofrichuk, meanwhile, had 27.1. But as we've seen in World Cup competition already this year, she is capable of going a lot higher than that, really pushing towards the 30 mark. But whether she is able to do that today is going to be a big question. Also, quite recently, Onofrichuk did something a bit unorthodox. She has a new ball routine that she has shown recently in international competition, but it's uncertain which routine she is going to go with today. So we will have to wait and see. Much to keep an eye on, much to keep track of. But it is time to begin the quarterfinals of the European Cup cross battles. First to perform, representing Ukraine, here is Polina Karika. This is normally an excellent apparatus for her.
Una vecchia terrazza davanti al golfo di Sorrento. Un uomo abbraccia una ragazza, poi si schiarisce la voce e ricomincia il canto. Te voglio bene assai, ma tanto che scioglie il sangue di te
Thank you, Paulina.
She
for
is
this
possessed
beautiful,
of a certain
elegant
natural
performance.
elegance,
We wish you
Paulina
good luck.
Carica, and this routine to Luciano Pavarotti's Caruso allows it all to come out. Her basics, the pivots, this front scale pivot, just beautiful. Also, the body waves, the way that she moves her arms, and her real sense of feeling with the ball. At its best, rhythmic gymnastics has the apparatus seeming like an extension of the body. She's in absolute command. Lovely catch and roll over two body segments, and again, right there. It's one of the first things that a young gymnast learns in rhythmic, but she masters it with such smoothness. The ball never bounces or wobbles, or there's no sense of dribbling when she does it. And that's exactly what people are looking for. Lovely back walk over catch, and again, another roll of the apparatus. Difficulty and execution from Paulina Carica in that exercise.
And we are continue with our next gymnast after a few seconds. And please welcome Vyarenich Daria from AIN 1.
Now onto the carpet, Daria Vyarenich, the individual neutral athlete who took gold with this apparatus at the Bosphorus Cup in Istanbul 2 years ago.
Thank you, Daria.
That's a very contemporary presentation by Daria Vyarenich, the 19-year-old performing at her first European Cup and looking quite pleased with the experience. She's been at 4 World Cup events over the past couple of years, but has only made 1 final during that time. And so can imagine what it must be like to go out in the European Cup cross battle, defeat your first opponent, and be performing a routine like this. It really looks like no other exercise. And she too does many things very well, including this side scale balance. There's a lot of variety in the movement, the dance steps. Good turning leaps combined with a throw, and then a catch bouncing it off the chest just for a little extra difficulty. And then lovely development on the Raffaele turn. Look how she does extend the front leg, the leg that is pointed towards the ceiling. That's what you are supposed to do.
Balaca gimnastımız için gürültülü bir alkış isteriz sizden. Ona
Polina
gelecek
Karika
faaliyetinde
here
uğurlar
is
arzuları.
capable of a big score. And yes, she gets the win. 27.1 for Karika, 26.6 for Daria Vierenic. And Karika is guaranteed a place in the top 4. This really is her competition, Polina Karika. She had wonderful results last year, and here she is, the first gymnast guaranteed to compete for a medal.
Next on the floor is where there's Andrea from Romania. Please welcome.
Andrea Verdes made a very strong start with the hoop. She is excellent with the ball as well. What can the 25-year-old Romanian come up with in this exercise? Let's see. This is a score that needs to be big.
Thank you so much, Andrea. We wish you good luck.
There are gymnasts who leave their souls on the carpet, and Andrea Verdes is certainly in that class. Into this routine, it's so evident she has poured all of her years of experience, her training, the long hours spent in the gym, but also her love and passion for the sport of rhythmic gymnastics. It comes through so clearly. And for Verdes, who celebrated 20 years of rhythmic gymnastics in her life last year, her desire to make a contribution to this sport goes beyond what she does as an athlete. She is studying to be a brevet judge and has already judged some national level competitions in Romania. And we may see her judging international competitions in the future.
From Ukraine.
But for now, we get to just enjoy her beauty on the carpet, her mastery with the ball. Now then, someone who has been talked about as a contender for the European Cup title is Taisha Onofrichuk, with potentially a new routine with the ball. It's oh so quiet, but that is a routine that is potentially going to make a lot of noise in competition later on this season. A brand new ball exercise from Taisha Onofrichuk, who has chosen this stage to debut it. Lots of good stuff in this exercise. There's her Raffaelli turn, which seems to go on forever. Lovely turning leaps, again with the head back, and that helps her with her difficulty. There was one moment on one of these dynamic elements with rotation, not this one, but a different one, where she really had to stretch and extend, and it looked like she might have lost the ball for just a moment. She did well to get things right back under control, but it seemed from her reaction as she left the carpet that she knows that there could be a significant deduction baked into this routine. She did have some room to breathe, so to speak, over Andrea Verdes in the qualification, but she might have used some of that cushion with that rather dicey throw. It still might be enough, though. We will just have to wait and see what the judges make of all this. And the winner is Taisha Onofrichuk at a canter, 27.4 with the ball for that new routine, compared to 24.3 for Andrea Verdes.
Place in the semifinal. She is Onofrichuk Taisha from Ukraine.
And so through to the semifinal goes Taisha Onofrichuk, where she will see Polina Karika with the clubs. Very interesting.
From AIN2.
We're now going to move back to the hoop competition, because the next four that we are going to see started off with the ball, so they will now perform with the hoop. And to 16-year-old Irina Kovshova. She was second with this apparatus earlier this week. This is a great routine. The challenge has been laid down for Sofia Raffaelli. That was supremely good work by Irina Kovshova. Two elements of special difficulty in this exercise, but before we get to those, just take a look at how secure she is in these fouette pivots, particularly the anchor foot on the floor. It just doesn't travel very much, and that's one of the hallmarks of great work. And there is her turning switch leap. Rare to see that in rhythmic gymnastics, and a very beautiful element. She incorporates it into most of her routines. Three rotations under the hoop, and such secure gymnastics by Kovshova.
Balaca dostumuza teşekkür edirik bu dinamik çıxış üçün.
So the 16-year-old can now just take in the exercise that is to come. She knows there is potentially a very nice score awaiting her.
And now we are ready to invite
We have to ask
our
the
next
question,
gymnast,
where does that put Sofia
from
Raffaelli?
Italy, please welcome.
In qualification, Raffaelli scored 27.75, and she might need to do a bit better than that if she is to see off Irina Kovshova here. So this, therefore, is a pressuresome routine with the hoop being performed now by Sofia Raffaelli. Give her a challenge. Watch her rise.
So
Watch her
Sophia.
thrive. Sofia Raffaelli of Italy showing why she is the reigning world champion with this apparatus. She needed this one, and this was exactly the right time to come up with this performance. It's a new routine for her this year. It's very different from the cinematic Italian piece that she used in 2025. Actually, all 4 of her routines are new for the 2026 season. And this might be one of the best scores that she has received this season. I'm not sure if she has performed this routine any better. And what a moment to do that.
Hörmətli dostlar, Gəlcimizdən 4-1 final mərhələsi davam edir. Bu Gəlcimi arada qaldırmaq üçün bütün tamaşaçılardan xahiş olur, bütün gimnastlarımızı bir qəşəng alqışlayaq. Təşəkkürlər dostlar və bir qədər sonra yarım final mərhələsini vəsqə qazanmış.
The scores coming in. Oh, that's wonderful from Raffaelli. 29.5 and 29.05 for Irina Kovshova. What a great score for her. But it is Raffaelli who, by just about half a point, prevails. Brilliant battle between the two of them.
And now we are ready to invite. So please
well done to Raffaelli, but well done as well to Kovshova, who really performed all the way up to her potential with that hoop routine. There is one more head-to-head to determine who will be the last finalist. Now on the carpet with the hoop, Daniela Munitz of Israel, the 18-year-old, this typically a very good apparatus for her. Since she was a very young gymnast, Daniela Muniz has shown us that she can handle not just a bit of difficulty, but absolute boatloads of it. Her routine is just packed to the brim with dynamic elements, with rotation, with a lot of elements like this where the hoop is poised over the body, supported by it, and rotations are happening. And then there are the throws and catches. But rhythmic gymnastics is not just this. It is execution and it is artistic merit as well. And where Daniela Muniz has really come along in the past 2 years is not in the domain of difficulty, where she was already excelling, but in that sense of feeling, of really hearing the music and feeling it and conveying emotion with her arms, with her hands, with her facial expressions. It's a journey that she is still on, but we are already seeing a vast amount of improvement there. And if she is able to move on to the clubs, that is the apparatus where she is a former European champion and one of the best in this competition. The second to perform with the hoop in this cross battle is Italy's Tara Dragash. She made her World Championship debut last year and has already had very good results at this European Cup.
Siamo i soli svegli in tutto l'universo e non conosco ancora bene il tuo deserto. Forse in un posto del mio cuore dove il sole è sempre spento, dove a volte ti perdo, ma se voglio ti prendo. Siamo un libro sul pavimento in una casa vuota che sembra la nostra. Il caffè con limone contro l'hangover sembri una foto mossa. E ci saremmo tutti ancora una notte fuori un locale, e meno male. Se questa è l'ultima canzone poi la luna esploderà. Sarò lì a dirti che sbagli, ti sbagli, lo sai, qui non arriva la musica. Se questa è l'ultima canzone, sarò lì a dirti che sbagli, ti sbagli, lo sai, qui non arriva la musica. Tanto lo so che tu non dormi, 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 dormi.
Just at the very end of the routine, Tara Dragash loses control of the hoop momentarily, and that will have a big impact on her score. How unfortunate for the 19-year-old. Sometimes just at the end of a presentation, things go a little bit wrong. She did well to keep control of the apparatus, so she finished the routine with it and avoided further deduction. Lots of things to admire in this presentation. There's the little cabriole and the control in all but the last 5 seconds or so of this exercise is truly impressive. Amplitude on the turning leaps combined with a throw, the rotations, the change of levels, moving from a standing position down onto the ground and then back up. All of that exceptionally done. And of course, as ever, the highlight is her pivots.
Ürəkdən təbrik edirik. Onlara gələcək fəaliyyətlərində uğurlar arzuluyorum.
Dragash's music to Due Vite by the Italian artist Marco Mengoni. For those of you who like the Eurovision Song Contest, you'll remember this piece of music. It finished 4th in the competition a couple of years ago. And it is Daniela Munitz who moves forward 28.45 to 25.35 for Tara Dragash with that just unfortunate slip right at the end of the exercise. That was what helped make the difference. And so Munitz will see Raffaelli for a place in the gold medal final. Very, very interesting. Both will be performing with the clubs. Again, here is a look at the winners of this quarterfinal. Polina Karica defeating Daria Viorenic and Taisha Onofrichuk over Andrea Verdes of Romania. And that means it will be a Ukrainian head-to-head to determine who goes into the gold medal final and who goes into the bronze. At the other end of the bracket, it was Sofia Raffaelli performing a wonderful hoop routine to defeat the challenge of Irina Kovshova, and then Daniela Munitz over Tara Dragash of Italy. So Raffaelli and Munitz will be the head-to-head with the clubs, while Karica will see Onofrichuk. It's been a thrilling day of competition so far in Baku, but we are only about at the halfway stage. The semifinals are about to get underway. 2 Ukrainians, an Italian and an Israeli, are the gymnasts who are making up your final 4. Sofia Raffaelli knows what it's like to stand on the podium at this event. Polina Karica has had tremendous success here as well. Taisha Onofrichuk is the gymnast who everyone is talking about, the reigning European champion who has gone from strength to strength. And what about Daniela Munitz of Israel? She is in with a real chance with the clubs. Arguably, it is her best apparatus that is coming up. And she is going to be facing Sofia Raffaelli. And Raffaelli, the club's the only apparatus that sometimes gives Raffaelli trouble. So it is still all to play for here in Baku, and we just have no idea what is going to happen next. It's the clubs, it's the semifinal, and it's coming up in just a moment here. In the semi-final with the clubs, Polina Karika will take on her teammate Taisha Onofrichuk, the two Ukrainians going head-to-head for a place in the gold medal final. Meanwhile, Sofia Raffaelli of Italy will take on the up-and-comer Daniela Muniz of Israel. Is this Munitz's moment? Well, we will find out momentarily.
Aziz dostlar, hal-hazırda biz əzimkar mübahisə istəyirik və finalın bir addımlığındayıq. Bir daha milli gimnastika arenası. Çox istəyirik. Bütün gimnastlar bir ürəkdən alqışlayın bu əzimkar mübahisəyə görə.
It is time for the European Cup Cross Battle semi-finals. We began the day with 16 gymnasts, just 4 are left. And what comes next will determine the composition of the final battle, the two who will go for gold and the two who will compete for the bronze. It's the clubs, and that is an apparatus where, well, just about anything can happen. Potentially the most unpredictable apparatus. And it couldn't be better for this competition. The first pair, Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine taking on her teammate Polina Karika. There is Onofrichuk, the reigning European champion, and Karika to the left of your screen, a gymnast whose day may just have come. Only one can go through, but both will compete for medals. That is guaranteed.
Of course, in the bullseye,
now then, to the second matchup, and a very interesting one with the clubs. Sofia Raffaelli of Italy taking on Daniela Muniz of Israel. Muniz, a European champion already with this apparatus. And Raffaelli, she's not bad with the clubs either. Two sharp head-to-heads coming up. The floor is about to be theirs. And it's worth noting that in the club's competition earlier this week, the strongest qualifier was Daniela Muniz of Israel. She had the top score with the club's 28.65 was the number. And that's what everyone will be shooting for here. The first onto the carpet representing Ukraine with the clubs. This is Polina Karika.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Just at the end of the routine. It's a new year. It's a new, more assured Paulina Karica. And through 99% of that exercise, that came shining through. It was just the last manipulation with the clubs that unfortunately is going to cost her quite a good margin. She has always been elegant, but what she seems to have worked on in this off season is the confidence with which she works. And she really came out and showed that in this exercise. It was authoritative. But then just at the end, there is an extra deduction when you don't have control of the apparatus, full control of it, right as you hit your closing pose. And the complication with the clubs has always been that there are two of them. And so that gives the gymnast double the things to keep an eye on and control. Still, it's been a very good day for Karica. Next up, onto the carpet for her club's exercise. Certainly one of the favorites to take this title. Representing Ukraine, here is the reigning European champion, Taisha Onofrichuk. This is a dance party of a routine.
Take a breath and go for yours on my command. Now hit the dance floor. It's gonna make you sweat till you bleed. It's that open up indeed. I paid the price to control the dice. I'm more precise. To the point, I'm nice. The music takes control. Your heart and soul unfold. Your body is free and behold. Ooh. Those of you watching at home, you can admit it. If CC and Music Factory made you jump out of your chair a little bit and do a little bit of Running Man with Taisha Onofrichuk, that is perfectly understandable because this is the sort of routine that encourages that and really inspires that. Unfortunately for Onofrichuk, it's the first visible error that we've seen from her. A momentary loss of the club quite early in the routine. Right there. But she doesn't have to take a step, or maybe she takes one step in order to get it back. So the deduction is going to be in the neighborhood of half a point, maybe 7/10 at the very most. Now, for Karica, just to confirm that her deduction for not having control of both clubs at the end of the routine is likely to be a full point. Onofrichuk certainly, who comes in at an advantage, give some of that back. But considering her difficulty, maybe she doesn't give back all that much. She really is capable of huge numbers with this routine. There's lots of difficulty, as there always is with her.
And now the moment we've been waiting for.
And Ono Frichuk will compete for gold. 29.3 compared to 25.95 for Karika. But this has been a successful day for Ukraine, no matter how it all turns out at the end.
Is Sofia Raffaele from Italy. Please welcome.
So with our first gold and bronze medal finalists determined, we move to the second and final cross battle with the clubs. First to perform, Sofia Raffaele of Italy, coming off a big performance with the hoop just moments ago. Here she is with the apparatus where she can be spectacular, but the apparatus that is arguably the most unpredictable. A jazzy new look with the clubs for Sofia Raffaele, but not everything in that routine went according to plan. There was a club that dropped to the floor several feet away from her early on, and she had to take several steps to retrieve it. That is going to cost her in terms of total score. This is where the missed catch happens. She was aiming to catch that between her knees, and usually she does so well. And she has to take, it looks like, 2, maybe 3 steps in order to get that back. And for the retrieval of apparatus, 1 to 2 steps, 0.7 of a point deduction, 3 or more steps, a full point deduction. She's such a performer, though. Captivating in her presentation, the way that she feels the music, Raffaele. She can do just about any style that you throw at her. And she's shown that to us over and over the years. It's a waiting game now for Raffaele.
And now we would like to invite our next gymnast, so please welcome Munitz Daniela from Israel.
Now, this is a real opportunity for Daniela Munitz of Israel. Clubs is a fantastic apparatus for her, and we have just seen Sofia Raffaele miss one of her catches. Place in the gold medal final on the line here at the European Cup for Daniela Munitz. See how she goes. Here's an interesting story about Daniela Muniz. A year ago, she came to the European Cup cross battles. She advanced through the first round with the hoop, and then with the ball, she came up against Taisha Onofrichuk, and she lost. Today, she may well come up against Taisha Onofrichuk again, but in the gold medal final. Muniz might have done enough to defeat Sofia Raffaelli after Raffaelli's mistake. The difficulty in this exercise, supreme, as it always is with Daniela Muniz. 4 turning split leaps. We haven't seen that from any other competitor yet today. And that is the sort of thing that she does so well. She just does extra. Again, another Shine turn more than most other competitors. It sets her up well for a very big score.
Dostlar, çok muhteşem yarı final izleyiciyi ve bir geceden sonra finala meske kazanmış artık bellidir. Son finalçımız.
And it's going to be a rematch of Daniela Muniz and Taisha Onofrichuk for European Cup gold. 29.4 the score for Daniela Muniz. She defeats Sofia Raffaelli, who earns 25.5 with the clubs. That sends Raffaelli into the bronze medal final, where she will see Polina Karica with the ribbon, and the gold will be contested between Taisha Onofrichuk and Daniela Muniz. Very, very interesting. Clubs and apparatus that can change everything. There are 4 routines still to be performed. We will see Taisha Onofrichuk, Daniela Muniz, Polina Karica, and Sofia Raffaelli all competing with the ribbon in just a few moments' time. Karica and Raffaelli will go head-to-head for the bronze medal, and then Onofrichuk and Muniz will compete for the gold. Taisha Onofrichuk has been an unstoppable force so far in international competition this year. She has triumphed at World Cups in all-around competition. She topped the all-around competition earlier this week in Baku. And she is very much known for her work with the ribbon. Here, though, she does have a new routine. Many of you will recall that she used supercalifragilisticexpialidocious from Mary Poppins for the past 2 years, and it served her very well. This new routine, a completely different style from what we have seen from her with the ribbon before, but still very memorable. And Daniela Muniz, somebody who really capitalizes on all the difficulty that she is able to do, will take to the carpet with the ribbon for her shot at European Cup cross battle gold. And before that, we have the bronze medal final, the elegance of Polina Karica and the capability of Sofia Raffaelli, who has been a world champion with the ribbon. What a competition it has been. And in the air, there is the sense that there are still fireworks to go off in this national gymnastics arena. Slight pause as the gymnasts make their final preparations. Time to dance a little bit. Time to wave the flag, whichever flag you happen to be waving. Maybe look up and see yourself on the Jumbotron. Loads of support for Azerbaijani gymnasts. Several of them competed earlier this week. And the Azerbaijanis, the second reserve for the group cross battle final. That will take place in about an hour is when it begins. The nations implicated in that: Italy, Ukraine, Israel, Bulgaria, and 2 groups of independent neutral athletes will be in the competition as well. We'll start the group competition with the 5 balls, and that will whittle our 6 groups down to 3. And those 3 will compete for gold, silver, and bronze with the 3 hoops and 2 pairs of clubs. The mixed apparatus and the single apparatus in groups having changed at the beginning of the year. Last year it was 5 ribbons, and this year it has moved to the 5 balls. And that combination of apparatus as well, the 3 hoops and 2 pairs of clubs, in addition to the 5 balls, is what will carry us through this Olympic cycle. So it will remain that those are the apparatus through the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles.
Mr. Roboto, I got your girl yelling Mr. Roboto. I got your girl yelling Mr. Roboto. I got your girl yelling Mr. Roboto. Ready or not, tell him here I come. That girl Rosie or not, I bet that chick gon' come.
One thing is certain here at the National Gymnastics Arena. We will have a new champion in the European Cup Senior Cross Battles competition. But who is it going to be, and who is going to take the bronze? Well, as to the second question, let's begin to find that out. There are only 2 choices, but one of them will walk away with a bronze medal. Let's meet the contenders.
And please welcome in the ringside, Karika, Polina, Ukraine. And in the blue side,
finalist number 1 in the bronze medal competition, Polina Karika, the 20-year-old from Ukraine. She won bronze with the hoop and in the top 5 with the ball last year. Her competitor is Sofia Raffaelli, the former world champion with the ribbon, and with several other things as well. Who is it going to be? Both of them had small mistakes with the clubs. They will be looking to erase that with the ribbon. And we should note that everything that has come to pass already does not count toward what happens now. It's new life with the ribbon. Polina Karika versus Sofia Raffaelli for the bronze medal. One routine to decide it all.
dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Karika Palina from Ukraine.
The first to compete is Polina Karika of Ukraine, the 20-year-old, a three-time World Championships competitor, known for her elegance, occasionally someone who struggles with inconsistency. And here, a medal on the line at the European Cup.
I've got a heavy date, a tete-a-tete at 8. Oh, Spico-Tico, tell me, is it getting late? If I'm on time, cuckoo. But if I'm late, woo. The one my heart has gone to may not want to wait. For just a birdie, and a birdie who goes nowhere. He knows of every lover's lane, and how to go there. Yes, in affairs of the heart, my Tico's terribly smart. He tells me gently, sentimentally, from the start. Oh, hear my little Tico calling. Because the time is right, and shades of night are falling. I love that not so cuckoo in the clock. Oh, Tico. Oh, Tico, Tico, he's the cuckoo in my clock. And when he says cuckoo, it means it's time to woo. It's Tico time for all the lovers in the block. I hear my little Tico calling, because the time is right and shades of night are falling. I love it not so cuckoo in the clock. Oh, Tico, talk. For just a birdie and a birdie who goes nowhere. He knows that every lover's lane how to go there. He's in the affairs of the heart, but he's me smarty, I hear my little Tico calling. Time is right and shades of night are falling. I love not so cuckoo in the clock. Tico, talk. I know so cuckoo in the clock.
There's an extra challenge among everything else for Polina Karika in this routine, and that is that the music, Tico Tico by KT Sullivan, gets faster and faster as the routine goes on. And it's very difficult when you're tired at the end to match that pace. She does a very good job of it. It's a very steady routine for Karika, and it allows her to show a more playful side to her gymnastics than she shows with the other apparatus. A real departure and a risk, but a risk that pays off because it's such a memorable exercise. She has really good command of the ribbon as well. Her penmanship with it in the spirals and shapes that she creates is very pleasant. And here is the Raffaelli turn.
Well
finished. But there was one drop that's likely to cost her half a point in this exercise, and that could be crucial when it comes to determining the destination of the bronze medal. We will see.
Raffaele from Italy.
Opportunity knocks now for Sofia Raffaelli of Italy. The 22-year-old from Chiaravalle near Ancona on the Adriatic coast will be performing with the ribbon for a medal, as she has so often. This is a comfortable position for Sofia Raffaelli, but this is also a brand new routine.
Certo ci fu qualche tempesta, anni di amore alla follia. 1000 volte tu dicesti basta, 1000 volte io me ne andai via.
Silenzio come li tocco uscì, cacciane a me corti, magari un po' così.
The song is La Canzone dei Vecchi Amanti, the song of old lovers. And in this affair,
Thank you so much,
Sofia
Sofia.
Raffaelli might have come out
wish
with the
you good luck.
bronze medal. We shall see. But that was impeccable delivery from the 22-year-old Italian. It was with this apparatus that Raffaelli actually earned the nickname Volcano. That was a few years ago. And she really does bring forth a certain joy and passion in all of her ribbon work. And this routine, no exception. She works very effectively with the stick, changing hands and showing lovely amplitude in her leap. And there's some real originality as she flicks the ribbon away and has it boomerang back to her. Does a nice job at keeping her leg near horizontal. It should be really at 90 degrees or above throughout the sequence. Raffaelli has had some changes in her life recently, most notably a coaching change. She is now working with Amina Zaripova, someone who has guided Olympic champions in the past. And the winner is Sofia Raffaelli, 26.5. She defeats Polina Karica with 25.4 on her account. And the bronze medal
Now,
belongs
dear friends,
to Italy
please
and
welcome our
Sofia
bronze medalist, Sofia
Raffaelli.
Raffaelli from Italy.
Confirmation of the bronze medal results. Sofia Raffaelli with her new ribbon routine winning the medal. Well done to the three-time reigning Italian national champion who has had a very good day at the office here in Baku. There remains the small matter of the champion, the gold medalist in European Cup senior individual cross battles has yet to be determined, but we are just a few moments away from knowing whether the champion will be Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine or Daniela Muniz of Israel.
Hörmətli dostlar, xanımlar və bəylər, həmin an gəldi. Son iki gimnast kürsünün ən yüksək pilləsi uğrunda, birincilik uğrunda, qızıl medal uğrunda mübarizə aparacaqlar. Dear friends, all gymnasts will now compete for the gold medal. Milli Gimnastika Arenası finalçıları qarşılamağa hazırsınız mı? Finalçıları qarşılayın. Let's welcome the finalists. In the red side, Onofrichuk, Taisha, Ukraine! And in the blue side, Muniz, Daniela, Israel!
A gymnast who has been almost unbeatable on the international stage this season, Taisha Onofrichuk, and the veteran, even though she is just 18 years old, Daniela Muniz of Israel, a gymnast whose moment may have come. It all comes down to this one ribbon routine done by each gymnast. The best score wins the gold medal. The cross battles in the 2026 European Cup. It's Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine against Daniela Muniz of Israel.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited
And this one
to
is
invite our
very
gymnast. Please
hard to call.
welcome Onofrichuk Taisha from Ukraine.
Taisha Onofrichuk has gone from strength to strength, and this is one of her most memorable apparatus. She has a new routine for 2026. With the gold medal on the line, Here is the 17-year-old from Kyiv.
Stumping and the jam is bumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that. A place to stay, get your booty on the floor tonight. Make my day. A place to stay, get your booty on the floor tonight. Make my day. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you'll find out if it's my day. Up, jam. Make my day. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight. Make my day.
Well, this is going to be interesting indeed.
Thank you so much, Taisia. We wish you good luck.
It's a supercharged routine with the ribbon by Taisha Onofrichuk, but it is still a new exercise for her. And we saw it at a World Cup event in Baku earlier this year. She did have some problems with the exercise. Uncharacteristic, but understandable. And here again, there were issues. One of them small, one of them quite a bit bigger. It started off so well, though. The fouette turns, sharp as a tack. There was one throw where she appeared to modify her trajectory slightly under the ribbon, just in order to be sure that she would catch it safely. That was very well done. And she keeps things moving well. She's such a stylish gymnast. There's a lot of vibe to so much of her dance and her presentation.
Balaca gimnastımıza teşekkür edirik ve gelecek faaliyetinde
Actually came up
uğurlar
later in the routine
arzuluyorum.
where she had to kind of unfurl the ribbon and took about 2 seconds in order to do that. So that will carry with it some deductions. The question is how much?
And now,
And does it really open the door
welcome
for
our
Daniela
next
Munitz?
finalist.
Because
Next
we
on
have
the
to say,
floor
for
is
Daniela
Munitz
Munitz,
Daniela
in
from
the qualification,
Israel.
ribbon was her weakest apparatus. She scored only 25.0, which was 19th among competitors. So this is a second chance for Daniela Munitz in the gold medal final, with a chance to be European Cup champion and bring that gold medal back to Israel. Here she is, with everything on the line. She had an opportunity and she seized it. Daniela Muniz of Israel has done everything that she possibly could to get herself to the top of the podium in this European Cup cross battle. There is going to be much to discuss at the judging table over the next few moments. Her manipulations with the ribbon are all very difficult, and they were very well handled in this exercise. It's a considerable improvement from what she showed earlier this week. There's real determination in the work. The fouette turns very well executed. She's straight up and down, and again, the anchor foot on the floor isn't moving much. In terms of artistic presentation, one wonders if Onofrichuk doesn't have her a little bit. But in terms of execution and maybe also difficulty, Muniz may have gotten the upper hand here. The scores are about to come in, and Daniela Muniz has done it. Gold for Israel, 27.55 with the ribbon to Taisha Onofrichuk's 27.0. And that means for the second year running, Israel has captured the European Cup title in the senior individual cross battle. This time, it is Daniela Muniz taking the gold medal. Silver belongs to Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine and bronze to Sofia Raffaelli of Italy. How well played by Daniela Muniz. Well, goodness, what an individual cross battle that was. Daniela Muniz starting her day facing Maria Borisova and triumphing with the ball. Then she saw Tara Dragash, the very promising young Italian, with the hoop. She won that too, and then into the bronze medal final to determine who would play for gold and who would play for bronze. She saw off Sofia Raffaelli and then Taisha Onofrichuk, defeating the promising Ukrainian, the European champion, to take the gold. We'll have the awards ceremony in the senior cross battle competition coming up. And then following that, the group cross battle, which promises to be just as intense and beautiful as you can imagine. Plenty of suspense left here in Baku, but we do know the destination of the gold medal at last. Congratulations to Daniela Muniz of Israel.
perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me hear you scream if you want some more. Like, push it, watch me work it. I'm perfect. 1, 2.
Silver screen and all its sad goodbyes. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Though it's easy to pretend, I know you're not a fool. Should have known better to cheat a friend, waste the chance that I'd been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I danced with you.
welcome to the award ceremony of the European Cup in Weightlifting Gymnastics. Please welcome the gymnasts.
The award ceremony in the European Cup individual cross battles has begun.
Award ceremony for senior individuals cross battles from 16th to 19th place. So please welcome Piglis Kefani, Hungary. 15th place, Lisa Almeida from Romania. 14th place, Guedes Andrea, Romania. 13th place, Draga Stara, Italy. 12th place, Kaminsky Wahana, AIM1. 11th place, Telfaranko Alona, Israel. 10th place, Borisova Maria, AIM2. And 9th place, Yarini Shtaria, AIM1. The coupons for prize money are presented by Secretary General of Azerbaijan Gymnastics Federation, Nurlana Mehmedzada.
Recognition for the gymnasts who finished in 9th to 16th places. Lovely results for all of them. Lest we forget, there was a qualification competition earlier this week, a full all-around, that gave us the 16 gymnasts who competed in this cross battle today. Each of these 16 gymnasts highly accomplished. They have already come so far, done so much, and are likely to do so much more. Congratulations to all of them.
Congratulations! Now we continue award ceremony for senior individuals cross battles from 8th to 4th place. Please welcome at 18th place, Emir Hatice Gökçe from Turkey. 7th place,
Gymnasts who finished from 5th to 8th place.
6th place, Tugulakova Vera from Cyprus. 5th place, Kavshova Arina, AIM2. And 4th place, Karika Palina from Ukraine. The coupons for prize money are presented by...
And in 4th place, Polina Karika of Ukraine.
Of European Gymnastics. Congratulations! continue award ceremony for senior individuals cross battles. So third place and bronze medalist Sofia Raffaelli, Italy. Second place.
Congratulations to Italy's Sofia Raffaelli, who steps forward to receive the bronze medal. She battled so well today with many new routines.
The medals are presented by Vice President.
The gold medalist is Daniela Munitz of Israel. What a moment for her. How well she did. She thrived under the pressure of this unique format and delivered a ribbon routine that she will remember always. The silver medal to Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine, the reigning European champion, and someone that we see on so many medal platforms. Today, it is silver for her at the European Cup. An immensely proud moment for the gold medalist Daniela Munitz as she receives her prize.
Please stand and show your respect for the national anthem of Israel. Congratulations!
Your 2026 European Cup Cross Battle champions. Bronze to Sofia Raffaelli of Italy, silver to Taisha Onofrichuk of Ukraine, and gold to Daniela Munitz of Israel. They stand high above the National Gymnastics Arena for that awards ceremony. And competition is set to continue with the senior group cross battle. 6 groups implicated in this. That will begin at 4 p.m. local time in just about 45 minutes. We hope you've been having a wonderful day of rhythmic gymnastics. Please do join us in 45 minutes for the commencement of the senior group cross battles.
4 o'clock.
every corner.